Consider any phrase from any book that you like. I've chosen something from Catcher in the Rye because it's full of generalizations and can easily serve our purpose. That's the thing about girls. Every time they do something pretty, even if they're not much to look at or even if they're sort of stupid, you fall half in love with them. And then you never know where the hell you are. Girls, Jesus Christ, they can drive you crazy. They really can. Is this Holden describing girls? Is this Salinger's personal experience with girls when he was a teenager or his philosophy of the female gender in general? Is it really a reliable universal generalization that Salinger's trying to teach us? It will be always impossible to know. Every writing manifests this strange multiple voice. Literature is precisely the invention of this voice to which we cannot assign a specific origin. It's a neuter stage on which every identity, including the very identity of the author, is lost. When writing begins, the author enters his own death. The author is a modern figure and something that's the result of capitalist ideology. In primitive societies, we can only find narrators and speakers, and all that may be admired is the narrative performance, not the genius of the author. The problem with this modern phenomenon is that the image of literature will always be found centered on the author. His history, traumas, taste, passions, anxieties, and personality are always considered when his work is being criticized. Van Gogh and Schumann's bipolar depression, Tchaikovsky's homosexuality, Salvador Dali's narcissism. To put it differently, the work is always sought in the man who has produced it. But linguistically, the author is never anything more than the man who writes. Maybe the strangest thing to propose is that an author can never be original. A text does not consist of a line of words releasing a single theological meaning, the message of the author God. And the text you're reading is a tissue of citations resulting from the thousand sources of culture. The writer can only imitate the gesture forever anterior, never original. His only power is to combine the different kinds of writing to oppose some by others so as never to sustain himself by just one of them if he wants to express himself. I can give you an absurd conclusion out of this. In the sitcom Third Rock from the Sun, Dick walks in a library where there was a book signing and accuses the author of unoriginality because everything in his book had been written previously in the dictionary. At the end, once the author is gone, the claim to decipher a text becomes quite useless. To give an author to a text is to impose upon that text the stop clause and to close the writing. This conception perfectly suits criticism, which can then take as its major task the discovery of the author beneath the work. So it's not surprising that the reign of the author should also have been that of the critic. Literature commits a counter-theological act by refusing to assign to the text a secret and an ultimate meaning. The death of the author is the birth of the reader.